I decided a long time ago that I wanted to get a breast reduction done. So after speaking to a lot of people throughout Zimbabwe, we found that India seemed to be the place to come. So after a lot of research, I found a website by the name of IndiCure and got in touch with one of their reps, who I found to be exceedingly helpful. Every question that I had, every email that I sent was always answered within 48 hours at the absolute most. And if there was a question that she didn't know, she would tell me she didn't know the answer, and she would actually go to the surgeon to find out the correct information, which I found was very, very reassuring. So we decided to book everything, and we got sent the name of the surgeon who would be doing the procedure. We did a lot of research on him and basically closed our eyes and jumped. When we arrived here, it was a little bit of a culture shock, to say the least, but it was also very, very interesting. Arriving at the clinic, I was under the impression that I was going to be arriving at a hospital rather than a clinic, but that was all psychological. And once we got over that, we actually found that it was very pleasant. We were put into a private room, which was great. The bed for the companion, I have to admit, does need a little bit of re-altering, but I have been assured that that is something that they're working on. We got to meet our surgeon, who is without a doubt brilliant. He is world-renowned and seems to have done a lot of work on the cosmetic side of things, so we were very, very happy with that. I think the biggest problem we found was the language barrier between ourselves and the nurses. But once everything was slowed down, we found that when they tried to speak English, they spoke it very, very quickly. So, and because we are not used to their accent, we found it very hard to decipher what they were trying to say. But once you ask them to slow down, you can get past that barrier, and it was fine.
And everything in the clinic, the hospital was clean, well run, well organized. The food was a little slow in coming, but it was very tasty, and that was fine. The medicine was all there. Just the language barrier you have to watch carefully, because if you needed something, you really needed to find somebody who would understand yourself to be able to relate to the nurse. They were kind and gentle, and I said the surgeon was brilliant, and we couldn't really complain. The fellow who fetched us from the airport, who was part of the Indigo staff, he was fantastic. He could understand. Indigo also sent us IndiCure also sent us a lady who could help us and talk to us, and they made sure that our accounts were right, and so that could be paid and sorted. So we really had no problems that way. They also recommended 3 hotels for us to stay at, because we had to stay an extra 10 days after the operation, and their recommendations were excellent. And really, we can't fault anything. And we have to have special bras made, and so the surgeon suggested a company, and they came and they measured up, and within a day we will have the special bra. So everything
has been very, very professionally done. I was very impressed. Every member of staff that I have met from IndiCure has been gracious and kind and helpful in every way. So if you do decide to come through IndiCure, if you arrive and find that you are uncomfortable with anything, I feel very confident in saying that you could get hold of any member of the IndiCure team, and they would go out of their way to help you, or reassure you, or settle your nerves, or whichever it may be.